probably no surprise that I would say that I believe in God. And when I say I believe in God, oftentimes I want to add some explanation. Because sometimes people will ask, do you believe God exists? And my answer to that question is, only things exist. God is. God ist. God is not ex-ist. God ist. God is the ground of all that is. God is ultimate reality. I think that most people, when they understand the real implications of the question, is there ultimate reality? Is there a ground of being? Is there something on which all of us rest? Have to come up with an affirmative answer of some sort. So, yes, I would say that I believe in God, and that is something that I fundamentally rest upon. I believe in God because I was taught to believe in God. I grew up in a family and culture where this was a belief that was very important to many people. It was not an unusual belief. It was widely shared belief. So I adopted it from the people that taught it to me. However, all along the way I've had to interpret that belief for myself, and I think I'm aware that when I talk with many people now, that their belief, the way they conceive and think about God, is quite different than the way I do. And so my understanding has changed from what I was taught when I was a child. And I think that would be true for most of us, that our beliefs, either we discard them or we make them more intelligible to us, or we interpret them in ways that make sense to us. And that's certainly been the case for me. But fundamentally, I was taught that there is something which is beyond our own understanding, beyond our own will, that we exist in a world of more. There's always more, and that there's also something that's ultimate. And what is ultimate is not impersonal. What is ultimate is for us. What is ultimate is good. What is ultimate is life-giving, life-affirming. And in the Christian tradition in which I was raised, and which I hear, the idea of God is pretty impersonal without the figure of Jesus as a person who embodies God's good intention and goodwill for all, and embodies God's suffering with human beings. And so that's very important to me. And I believe it because I was taught it, but also believe it because it has continually helped me make sense of the world as I've grown and changed. Well, it guides me in several ways. First of all, it helps me to believe even when situations are difficult, and even when there is great injustice and suffering in the world. It helps me to believe that those things are not ultimate, that there is something more ultimate than that. One of the specific implications of my belief that I'm not sure is widely shared, though I think it should be, is that the rejection of violence. I believe deeply in nonviolence, and that's as a direct implication of my faith. I don't understand why other people who claim to share this faith don't believe in nonviolence. It's incomprehensible to me that people can claim to believe in God and in Jesus Christ and condone warfare, organized violence, and say this is simply not only a tragedy, but it is justified and is a way of improving the world. I simply reject that. I don't think it's possible. And so I would hope that one of the direct implications of this is that I always try to uphold nonviolence and condemn violence at some price, because this is a widely a widely condemned view. Violence is very much the currency, not only of past ages, but of this age. And it's something I stand against. So I'd say my daily life, I certainly stand against that. The other thing I would say that helps me is my view of religion and of faith is that it is universal, it is for everyone, that God is the grounded being for everyone. And I hope that that helps me to embrace, understand, talk to, and appreciate everyone. There's no one who is not created in the image of God with the possibility of transcending the things that drag us into self-destruction. So I hope it enables me to encounter people with hope and optimism, and also with a sense of love.